there everyone, it's your desert debutante hanging out in my house. Figured I'd give you a different view since people have been talking about how you just kind of see me from around here up. You kind of get to see a little bit more of what I wear in my everyday. I'm getting ready to go to work, so this is pre-start of my day, and I figured for some people, I keep getting the question, what do you do in Saudi Arabia? And the number one suggested or implied job I have is teaching. The number two is nursing. I don't do either of those things. That's not what I do here. I happen to be an event planner. On the occasion, if you look on my Instagram page, my Twitter feed, or the Facebook page, there are pictures, some of the events that I work on. I don't post a lot, or sometimes I post the inspiration for the types of events and things that I'm working on, or sometimes I post pictures of event trends that I see here in Saudi Arabia, or things that I see in other parts of the world that I think would be really, really cool to see happen here, and vice versa. So that's kind of what all of that activity is. But I did want to talk a little bit about being an event planner here, since that's what I do. I work for a very large university out here. I happen to plan all kinds of events from academic events. So I do, conferences and meetings and dinners, and I bring people in and we do different types of tours, which is why you see some of the cool things from me being in like Balad, or often when I'm in Najran or Medin Saleh, or many different places in the region. Often, in part, it's for me, for my personal experience, but 9 times out of 10, I'm also going through a tour, planning on if I'm bringing another VIP through the exact same experience, what things can we do to enhance the experience, what things do I maybe want to shift around and change so that they don't have to experience it. One really great example I can give right now is for a lot of the traditional meals here in Saudi Arabia, you sit, there's a carpet that goes down on the floor, and they have the really nice armrest, and you've seen some pictures of it. It's beautiful, the beautiful red carpet, the nice armrest, maybe a comfortable pillow for you to like sit and lean on, and the very low table or no table. That is fantastic, I think, for people up to the age of 50. I have, when I have people coming in and they're very fit and active, 50 and under, I'm happy to put them in that kind of environment if they are looking for more of an authentic experience. If I happen to have people that are older or less mobile, or people who are just less inclined to want to come in and sit on the ground, I look for a happy medium. So the happy medium has been, we've seen some photos where I have the raised cushions and the little bit of a higher table, so you're able to sit. Or at least if you're on the ground, you've got there's a seat you can get with the back to have some additional back support. But those are things where I look at the traditional experience, I look at the experience that's going to be offered, and go, maybe we'll make some slight changes, because I can't imagine having, especially guests who have different levels of mobility, like if you have to walk with a cane on your regular day-to-day, asking you to sit on the ground for dinner, and then get back up, and then walk to an SUV, like all of that is just, it's not okay. And so I spend my time balancing things like that, and I also spend my time doing menu changes. I know we've had some earlier postings. If you look back in my earlier, I guess my blog listings on the Facebook page, I have detailed about different types of food here, what's fresh, what's easily available, what's not easily available. One thing I will say about the range of vendors and providers as an event planner, there's a huge range, a huge, huge, huge range of quality. And the quality that I'm used to as an American, as a Westerner, as an outsider in that way, that level of quality is available in Saudi Arabia. It is certainly available. But the people that provide it are very small. Very slim. The numbers aren't huge. So when I know that I'm providing the best game in town, I'm going to charge you like I'm the best game in town, because I am. And for me, it's infuriating, because I pay sometimes 2 to 3 times, 4 times the amount of what I would pay in the US for a simple a dinner or a nice centerpiece, or I may be asking for different sorts of like lighting technique, and I'll pay a lot more because there's only one or two people that actually will do it, that will come when they say they're going to come, that will have professionals actually know what they're doing, that will actually arrive on time. They're people, like I don't have to arrange like food and things for their staff. I tend to if I know in advance, but sometimes people just send me a crew for several hours and they don't have time to eat. They didn't eat, now they're angry and they want to walk off and do whatever, and I'm like, I wasn't planning on feeding you. I didn't order food to be set out and arranged for people. So that's its own level of unique frustration. And on the other end of the scale, you've got people who, just like in the US, have probably gone to one or two events or seen something really cool, and they invest a lot of money, find someone that speaks English, typically a Filipino guy, throws him in an office and goes, you run this shop, you organize things. And those guys have no idea what they're doing. Often especially in the rental market, you'll find that they have like one or two types of chairs. And by two types, I literally mean you might have a gold Shivari chair and a gold Shivari chair and probably a silver Shivari chair. Both of those have cushions attached, so in my world, if you attach a cushion to a chair, I hope that it can come off so I can change the color of the cushion out. As an event planner, I just need things to be customizable and moldable. Here, I get the gold chair with like the red paisley, maybe with like blue and green pattern on it. That's the chair. If I want another chair, I have to find someone else to do that. And it's this crazy little loop that we just kind of rotate through. And I find it frustrating, but it's realistic for where I am. And the frustrations that I have in my field, when I talk to other expats, other teachers, when I talk to some nurses, when I talk to doctors, I talk to different researchers, I mean people in all sorts of fields. My frustrations with what I'm working on are very similar to things that they're working on. And so part of what Saudi teaches you, is teaching me, is a level of patience, and hopefully you have some ingenuity and craftiness in you so you can figure out how I can get what I need so I can actually deliver the service that I've been hired to provide. I know some people have asked, or I want to come to Saudi Arabia, or I just want to be international, and I want to live abroad, and that's why I want to come to Saudi Arabia, or that's why I want to go to the Middle East. And the second thing that comes almost right after that is, I don't know what I can do. Do you think I should be a teacher? Here's my stance on that. It's my official stance. Do you teach? Do you teach in your home country? Do you love teaching? Is this part of your personal drive and what you really want to do? If that's the case, then yes, go be a teacher. If you don't teach in your everyday, if it's not a job for you, it's not a calling, something you wanted to do, maybe you went to college for it and you changed careers or changed majors and that happens, but you want to get back to it, that's one thing. But if you are tired from your 9-to-5 job and you just want to get out of the country, or you just want to get away, yes, you can do that through teaching. But I believe you do a huge disservice to the international community. And if you're coming out here and teaching English as a second language or anywhere, and you don't have the desire for people to learn, and don't, because you're not helping yourself, and you end up creating like a bad rep or a bad rapport about your profession, which isn't really your profession. You're just doing it because you want to live abroad, and you end up having a bad rapport like among local people. Everywhere in the world, people know who the good teachers are. In my life right now, I can remember Mrs. Young as a really great teacher that I had both in 1st and 3rd grade. I remember Mr. Matzik in high school for my English classes. Let's see who else I can think of off the top of my head. Mrs. Bennett as an art teacher, phenomenal for inspiration for me in terms of getting out there. In college, I had Professor Reggie Ray at Howard University, amazing, amazing, amazing professor who pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed until I basically broke open into the person I am now. I wouldn't be who I am without those wonderful people, and everybody has experiences. And the thing is, when I bring up these people and I talk to other people from my life who've had these same teachers or been in the same environment, they haven't had the same teacher, but they know of these teachers. They also can tell you who the bad teachers are. I have a list that goes in the back of my mind of people that I would never want my own kids to interact with just because I didn't feel like they helped me any. And that's okay, but it's not. Like, when you're out here, you're doing the very best you can do. I'm here because I love what I do. I love my job. I love events. I love organizing and dinners and being very creative in that way. That for me is my passion. My disclaimer, I am creative. That is me.